Okay, just finished my 30-minute conditioning session in the Punisher vest. Preparing for a big event coming up. I'm going to tell you more about this event, but it's scaring the shit out of me, to be honest. It's massively outside my comfort zone, and I need to be focused every day. Not training well 2 days a week, not doing my mindset stuff when I feel like it, not doing the nutrition when I feel like doing it. Yeah, there's going to be breaks built in, but essentially I'm going to need to stick to the 80-20 rule for the next few months. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was the two types of motivation. I'm going to give you a quick zip round the circuit I've just done, and then I'll tell you exactly where most people go wrong. I'm talking to you if you're feeling like you're not happy where you are now and you're not motivated to do what it takes to get to the other side of that goal. Got the big clock rolling for 30 minutes, okay? And I'm doing 30 seconds working, 30 seconds transition. So station one is a watt bike. Put that on a high resistance setting, okay? And I'm aiming to keep the RPMs over a given number. Then we're on to the rower. Again, I'm targeting the 500 metre stroke rate on the rower, trying to keep that over a certain rate. Then we're on the battling ropes, and I alternated between double arm smashes and alternate sort of single arm smashes. From there, we're on to ski erg. Again, slightly lower damper setting. My shoulder's a bit fucked when I go overhead at the minute, so I took that down a little bit. Normally I would have that higher on number 10, okay? And we're keeping this under a certain 500 metre score. Then we're on to dog sled, and achieving a minimum of 3 lengths every 30 seconds. And then we're on to the 12 metre shuttle run from wall to wall. Okay, and then we go around that circuit. So there's 6 exercises there. We go around that circuit 5 times, which is obviously exactly 30 minutes if I'm going around. 30 seconds working, 30 seconds to sort of move on to the next bit again. So, as you know, I'm totally obsessed with, human motivation, behaviour change, why some people have got all the tools at their disposal yet they can't seem to get the goals that they want, and why other people have got like sub-ideal circumstances in their life, but they manage to push on and be happy and achieve what they want to achieve. I'm obsessed with it, guys. I'm at the minute, I've always been obsessed with it, but since I booked onto this event that I'm going to be going on in a few months, I've had to take my mindset up another gear altogether. So, fascinates me, and what it boils down to is we need to create motivation, because without motivation, we're not motivated to, we might have the ideal food plan, but we're not motivated to follow it. And if we're not motivated to follow it, then we might as well have zero nutritional knowledge. Exercise, you might have everything you need. Okay, some people, they're always looking for that new shiny thing. Okay, they're always looking for that new bit of kit. They're always looking for that slightly bigger gym, that slightly smaller gym, that gym that plays this type of music, and it fascinates me. It really, really does fascinate me. So we've got 2 types of motivation, and the person that's demotivated might fall into this first category, by the way. Okay, so motivation style number 1 is what we call extrinsic. So you've got intrinsic and extrinsic. I'm going to talk about extrinsic first. So extrinsic is where you can only get motivated when you're focusing on external circumstances. So that might be if you're in an environment like this, doing a circuit that I've just done. If somebody was running next to you, you can only get the best out yourself if you're aiming to beat that person. Now that person might be someone that's playing for Wigan Warriors that's coming here to do a training session, okay? Or that person might be a absolute beginner that's not stepped foot in a gym for 3 years, okay? Because we get a mix of people in these gyms. But it doesn't matter. The externally motivated person just wants to beat that person to the left of them. The externally driven person as well relies on circumstances. So everything's got to be just right. They've got to be in just the right mood. They've got to be training just the right time of day. They've got to have eaten just the right type of nutrition. They've got to have had just the right amount of sleep. They've got to be getting on with their other half perfectly. And all these things have got to kind of lined up for these people to be motivated. Intrinsically motivated people are driven by a desire to better themselves. So it doesn't matter whether it's Mary that's 3 stone overweight after having 3 kids over the last 5 years. If Mary's coming in, Mary wants to lose that 3 stone at her pace, which might be £1 a week, it might be £1 every other week, it might be dropping a clothes size every 12 weeks, it might be dropping a clothes size every month. Okay, but Mary's concern is Mary doing well for herself. She's winning at her own game. Okay, and that could be also somebody that's really, really driven at a high level. So they want to continually better themselves, and that comes from within. They might enter an event, they might enter a competition, or they might enter a tournament, but yes, of course they might be externally driven a little bit, and they want to beat the next person, but that's as long as that's in this 80-20 balance, and 80% of them wants that internal driving factor. Now, this is the problem for the externally driven people. They can be very, very successful. Some of the most successful people in the history of mankind are externally driven people. They're driven to achieve things compared to other people in society, whether that's driving around in the newest and the best BMW car that they can so that other people see it, whether it's having a really big house, whether that's kind of having a really successful business, whether that's playing a high level of sport. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But the issue with that becomes when it's on a level of, say, Mary that wants to lose 3 stone and all she's trying to do is beat a mate, then what happens when that external factor becomes removed for some reason? What happens when her mate stops training and all she's trying to do is beat her mate, beat the other people in the office? What if they all lose interest? What if Mary gets an injury or she gets a bug for a couple of weeks and she falls significantly behind them? If all Mary's focused on is beating these people, then things can change in that environment. Also, externally motivated people can become somewhat fixated on external circumstances, like we're saying about, like they need a good night's sleep to come in and get the job done. Their nutrition needs to be bang on. They're more likely to go, oh fuck it, I've eaten crap all weekend, I'm not doing it, I'm just going to come in the gym, I'm going to look rubbish in front of everyone else. That's the issue with externally motivated people. They can be very successful, of course they can, I'm not saying that, but what I'm encouraging you to do is be more intrinsically focused, because what we're sort of getting at is we're getting at the fact that what we want to try and do is be personally responsible for our success. We can't be personally responsible if we're relying on circumstances that are out of our control. It needs to be things that we can control. So do you know what? I've had a bit of a bug last week, okay, but fuck it, I'm still going to train and I'm still going to eat right because they're in my control. Being ill or being injured is out of your control. Your response to that illness, to that injury, is within your control. So what we're trying to do is, maybe say that there's part of me that wants to be externally motivated. I do want to look good when I turn up to training. I do want to be a bit better than my next door neighbour or whatever. You know, there's alright, a bit of that's what we call sort of healthy competition. And I think this 80-20 rule is perfect for it. I think if 20% of your personality is driven extrinsically, but your vast majority is like, I just want to do better for me. I want to be, I want to achieve my goals. It's not even like saying I want to be the best I can be, because you might not want to be the best. You might accept that I want a few beers at the weekend and I'm not going to be as lean as I could be. I don't want to be the best I can be because I'm not prepared to give up what I need to give up. That's a story for another day. But what you might say is like, these are my goals, and this is what's important to me, and this is what I'm going to stay focused on, no matter what happens, no matter how shit my night's sleep is the night before, no matter if I've had an argument with the missus just before a training session, no matter whether I'm carrying a bit of a injury, I've got a bit of a bug, I've worked a long day at work and my eating's not been brilliant, okay? Those things, you cannot control them. Write them off, okay? You can control your reaction to those things. Now, I've got a 4-week mindset course coming up. It's going to be delivered online. Now, you might have seen, I put this on my Facebook on Saturday morning, and we've got like over 100 people have opted in for the programme. It's going to be a paid programme, okay, guys? It's not going to break the bank because I want to get this out to a lot of people. Previously, I've just reserved this type of skill set that I've acquired for my high-end sort of coaching clients that I deal with. I want to get this stuff out further, guys, now. So, like I say, it's not going to break the bank, but it's not a free programme. So, if that's something that is of interest to you, like I said, for me, it's a massive area of passion. I'll talk about it all day long, as you can probably tell. If this is something that you feel would benefit you, just need to go underneath this video and in the comment section, just type in. And then what I'll do is I've created a web page with a video on explaining what the course is, what it's about, what the price is, how it's going to work, I will inbox you that page. You need to go under the video and comment in. Okay, now, even if you don't do that, guys, listen, just put this content I put out, put it into action. Don't just watch the video and think, whatever, okay, oh, that's nice. Unicorns, rainbows, fluffy bullshit that Russ is talking about. You've got to do the work with this stuff, guys. You've got to think about what motivates you, what drives you. If you're just rocking into the next day, just getting up tired, just not really kind of, living, like what I call is like living a life of purpose. Be aware about where you want to go. And, do everything in your powers to make that happen.